Hey everybody, FunshineX here. Welcome back to Stoneblock 4. Last time, right at the end of the episode, we were trying to make this timey-wimey chicken, and we crashed, but we did get him finally made. And there's one actual ingredient that I didn't even notice, that's the time fluid, but we'd already created a recipe for that. It was just in the reaction chamber, time crystal, polymorphic fluid, makes a bucket of time fluid, and it needed 4. So, we've got the timey-wimey, and we can put him in here. I might level him up later. Got special roost for him, and we're going to need some tier 9 seeds. Just going to grab a stack of those for now. Should go down there. Cool. Lock it and add it to the system. Okay, so we've got infinite time crystals now being made, as long as we keep providing with seeds. Now, our other goal is definitely to get that awakened zirconium chicken, because we are going to need like 400 something blocks of zirconium, and that's just not feasible to keep putting in the other things. So the biggest thing we're missing here now is this chaos fragments, which needs tiny chaos, which need, well, we can make a chaos chicken eventually, but we need to find get molten chaos, which is drilling the mighty ender chicken. So that kind of our first goal. I will make the Skystone chicken at some point, but I'm gonna leave him till later. Have Kleinstar marked. Remember we got this life stone. That actually needs EMC to run, and you need to activate it. So I bound it to like G, and so it's turned on. So it has to be actually glowing, and then you can stick it in your necklace slot, and then you need a Kleinstar in here as well. So it's used 4,000 EMC or so. I can make a bigger Kleinstar. I've got like the second rate one. And then to charge the Kleinstar, you just need a relay or something. So if I can find it, I made another relay over here and threw some red matter in here, so I've got 1,000,000 that I could just recharge my Kleinstar there. So that's good. I've got 2 more Kongtok machines. Remember, this one was for the Wither. This one will be for the Ender Chicken, and I might put the what's the stupid guy's name in the Deep Dark? Whatever his name is. In here, because we can farm souls off of him that we might need later, but that's for another time. We need to go capture this ender chicken, so let's get that going. I can't hit the wrong button. The chicken egg that we need to spawn him, and then we need to capture him. It's noted in the quest text that you need a dislocator, so there's our dislocator. I have a few other things marked here. The Enderium block you can no longer get from melting ender with something else. You can't make a recipe. You need to use the world engines, so we might as well get a recipe for that. It's just our dragon eggs and some molten ender, both of which we have. That's from an egg. That's from the extractor. A chicken, I mean. So we've got that recipe that we'll put in the world. And we're actually almost full on world engine recipes. Let's just make sure that works. And then the other thing I want to do is get into flux. So let's make a recipe for that. We need skystone and redstone. And that did work. Beautiful. And that is also in the world engine. Okay. And I want to go ahead and craft like 2 stacks of this. Oops. We had some from like some random loot bag or something. Maybe but yeah, that's a super quick craft. It doesn't need anything but the skystone, really. How much skystone do we have right now? Quite a bit. Okay, good. Okay, so with a ton of flux dust, we can get into flux networks. So let's get a few more recipes. So I'll do recipe mode here. So let's train it on how to make a flux core. That's obsidian, yep, good there. And then how to make plugs and points. And then The controller, we only need one, so let's not worry about a recipe for that. Let's just start at the top. So I'll just make a flux controller. Oh, we need a flux block recipe. Okay. That's what I meant to type. Okay. Make me some of that. And I'm going to stick that in here in the power room, probably just against the back wall here. And we'll create a new network. FunshineX's network sounds good to me. We'll bind it to this controller. Okay, and then we might as well program in some storage. So we've got basic flux storage, then Herculanean, and then Gargantuan. And even the Gargantuan is that's only 128 million, whereas this thing is 2 billion. So get these in here. And then we'll can we make a Gargantuan? We have to craft 1,800 flux dust. Let's wait on that. Let's just get a normal one for now. Basic. Okay. That's not where I meant to put that. Right there's fine. Found here. And then I'm going to switch. Am I going to switch over? Yeah, I think we'll. This guy can transfer, like, not enough. So let's take this pipe off. I think this will work. And let's get a point and a plug. So plug is where power goes into. Is that taking it out of here? It's not. So this guy's a little tough to interface with, isn't he? Why is it only 2.1 million out of 2 gig? Is that because of this redstone? Oh yeah, I just voided it all, didn't I? Oh, that was so dumb. I was like, why is this set to redstone? Because it voids it if you don't, idiot. Okay. All right, so that doesn't work. So we do have to pull power out of this thing, like with an actual like active puller, not that way. Why are you all just like, shift, switch it to configure energy. There we go. All right, we'll put the plug here now. Power bypass limit. I don't know the best way to get power out of these. If I put plugs on each one, I don't know. His ultimate power, that says 3.27 million. Does this thing have a limit of how fast it can extract? Transfer limit here. Let's bypass the limit. Maybe. I'll have to play around with it. But anyway, we got flux, so we can use gates or flux. Okay, yeah, we're go ready to capture this chicken. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of this chance cube out of my inventory. is we need to bind where we want this teleporter to take the chicken. So if I come in here, I've got the exact same setup as we do with the wither, except I've got this tiny little space. If we capture the chicken fast enough, he's going to be super small. We do need to put a gate in here. And I'm just use gates because I got to figure out like what's up with the flux points. So that should be stasis-ing. Yep, cool. And so we need to get the dislocator. And it says right-click to bind your current X, Y, and Z coordinates. I want to bind it right there, and I can't get in there. So the best thing to do then is going to get our shrinking device. And really tiny, so we can stand here and then shift-click. And so that should now tell the chicken to bind right there, which is what we want. And now I'm big again. This is bound. Okay. So we can teleport out. It does say in the quest book that you have to teleport the chicken to another dimension. If you keep him in the same dimension, he's just going to teleport back to the arena. So we do that. Now we have to remember where the heck the arena is for the chicken. It's this one here, so end north. Where's my mini map? North. Hello, Enderman. Don't mind me. Is it me or did this thing like regenerate? We destroyed this arena and it's all back to normal? Is that normal? Okay, maybe it is. Anyway, so we're going to put this egg in here, and this is actually a dislocator receptacle, which is what this uses. So we can spawn the egg, and then we're immediately going to click with the dislocator, and that should teleport him. Hopefully this works. Here we go. Here goes nothing. All right, and so we get a portal that like sucked him in there. So we should be able to now go home. You know what I did do is chunk load. Oh, that's going to be a problem. But he is in here. Okay, good. Let's go to the maps. Make sure we claim and chunk load this location. Okay, so he's sitting in there. Is this sucking up stuff? It's hard to see because even though he's tiny, his hitbox is actually really big. You can see I'm like aiming here and it says Mighty Ender Chicken. He's like filling up the whole thing. So we might have to play around with this to get it in the right place. Because this is trying. We're not actually getting any fluid. Oh, we might actually be getting fluid. Because I have upstairs. Where's the up? Nope, not down. Upstairs. The cows. Put it right here. Okay, so it is definitely not generating. I don't think I have a puller upgrade here, so it should just stay in the tank. This is definitely try. Oh, we need the lens. The lens. Let's get a lens. Oh, we need a black lens. Oh, craft. Why did we tell it to do a purple lens? Whatever. We'll just do black. Okay. Good thing I noticed that, or we would have been messing with this for a while. Okay, it's hitting him. Sweet. He's taking damage. I think the stasis chamber should heal him. We need upgrades in this. Let's get our... see which upgrades fit in here. Okay, so that should heal him more, which will let it take more health from him. I don't remember. I just don't want him to die. He is taking health. Who knows? But how much do we got of his juice? I can't tell. I can't even tell if it's getting anything. It does say Molten Chaos. It keeps flashing Molten Chaos. This is pumping in there. It's on black. Just please don't die, chicken. Isn't the stasis chamber supposed to heal him? Maybe we have too many of these. I've got upgrades in there. I've got full upgrades there. Who knows? Let's head out and let's see if we're actually getting some stuff. We do have 154 mil. We only get 1 millibucket every time it zaps him. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. So we should be able to just dump it in here. Yeah, I didn't really need a puller upgrade in this one. Just dump it. Sometimes it's weird. It like gets stuck at 124 buckets. Really don't know why it does that, but we can now lock and add it here. We have Molten Chaos. Okay, what do we use that for? We need to pour it into a nugget cast to make tiny chaos fragments. Okay. Get rid of a bunch of this stuff here. Do I have a nugget one? I made a gem one. That's not what I want. All right, let's go make a nugget one. So get some steel. Remember how much you need. Oh. And we just need some kind of nugget to drop it on. Yeah, it's 4. It is 4 ingots. Okay. I'll leave the gem one up here in case I ever need it for anything. And we want nuggets here. And let's make a recipe for the chaos fragments. 100 millibuckets per fragment. Oh, this is one of those things we are going to have to leave running for a while, I have a feeling. Does it have stuff? It does not. I'm gonna have to really get on my mind to like remember to look for materials whenever I craft things. Not a lot has it. Okay, anyway. We've got 2, I don't know why. These recipes all seem to make double. But oh well. So yeah. Oh yeah, because look at the recipe. It says even 0.2. Let's take that out and adjust it. So 0.2 makes 2. Okay. Are these broken as well? I think they are. Anyway, so that's that. Was that quest? I think it was. So we did get the chicken here. And then it wants... Didn't I just make a tiny fate? Yes. I just didn't put it in my inventory? Okay, there we go. So that's that one. And now we need to make a bunch of them. So a small chaos is 9 normal ones. So let's just, I guess we can just check here. So we have enough for 3 more. Yeah, it's going to tell us I need. All right, so maybe I do update this recipe, just be 1 for 1. Oops. 1. So now we should be able to make 3 of these. And we have 5 of the 9 we need. So that's a small chaos fragment. The black hole just needs a small and an antimatter. Okay, and 15,000 particle. Okay. Let's get started on particle acceleration. I've played around in a test world to kind of understand how this all goes. Creeper. And I think I understand it. So I've down here, I've got a room that's actually a lot larger than we're going to need. We only need a 5 by 5 to do this. So it's possible we start in a small ring, and then for that black hole, we need a bigger one. But for right now, we're just going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be the middle here. And I should have all the recipes we need. So we need 2 colliders. Or inserters, whatever. Accelerators, that's what it is. So 2 of these. I guess you get away with 1, but we want to try and automate it. So we're going to have 1 to put the uranium in and 1 to put the fluxite in. So let's make it 2 of those. We're going to need 2 motors. These accelerate the particles. We're going to need 1... which is the normal one? Part accelerator speed sensor. I think we want the speed sensor, because this has the normal sensor. It's like the upgraded version. That's kind of like remote. You don't have to put it in the ring, and so it doesn't take up a space. And then we're going to need 10 guide rings. 4 for each corner is 8, and then 2 for each accelerator. Or 1 for each accelerator. So what is it having trouble making right now? It's going to make a lot of flux gates. Does any of this have matter? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, not much of our tech has matter. That's a problem. But it seems to be working, just a little slow. They're all trying to hog the assembler, apparently. Go, just double check that it's not hung up on something. Why do I have a zombie? Huh. Oh, it must be in the... Yep, this is making the super... whatever... cables. Superconductors, yeah. Alright, this one's a complicated recipe. These carbon sheets actually are a world engine recipe. We need molten carbon, which comes from a cow. A little bit of temperature and some plastic. So that's not too bad. But it seems like everything's working. It's just kind of slow. We can... oh yeah, we do have a speed upgrade on this. Put another one. And we can actually buy level 9 speed upgrades now. But let me go ahead and stick this one in here. Uses a lot more power, but much more fast. Okay, that seems to be working, so let's head back downstairs. This is like the double basement. I'm already in the basement. We created a basement of our basement. we were going to come over here and the middle block. Oh, we forgot to craft the middle block. The reason why we can get away with doing such a small area is there is a Oratech add-on. It's like an extra, or Oratech things, sorry, Oratech things called this magnetic field. And so I'm going to do that. That uses power. Oh, we are out of lava? What is the lava used for? I don't remember what we're using lava for in this recipe. Oh, maybe in the quantum fusion. Yeah, in the K. Okay, yeah. So we can grab lava eggs. Oh wait, upstairs. This way. I need to like somehow automate when this chicken runs out. Where are you, chicken? There you go. Not chicken, cow. There's my lava cow. To use these eggs to fill it up. Use the chicken to help the cow. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do one more stack of them. Can you just craft? No, okay. There's got to be some trick just in Applied to like say convert this to a fluid, but okay, should have enough now. Let's craft up that magnetic field thing. I'm gonna actually go to the spawn. Actually, not the spawn. I need to go to the new guys. Why? That's not good. Problem. Oh, because this is going into flux now. Okay, crap. Let's put a crappy gate on here until we get into the network to get a better gate. Okay, yeah, you can't switch everything into flux and then not put a point for it to actually go to. That doesn't work. Anyway, we've got it now. How do I get to the new guy? That's which teleporter gets me there? Don't remember. Oh, I need to look at the quest. What is this one? The battery. I don't need to craft one. I just want to use it. Did I put it in here? Is it in here? Oh, there it is. Ah, I knew I stuck it somewhere where I wouldn't forget it. And it was just there. Okay. Alright, who was selling the upgrades? I need... No, not the efficient speed add-on. Maybe it was the guy just back in the normal area. Okay, it was. Alright. Alright, well, let's check. No, he's... I think this guy says he's not going to help us for a while. Yeah, okay. Back to... Sorry. Was the worm right? Yes, okay. So I want 4 efficiency add-ons and a capacitor add-on. Be pretty expensive, but this is going to help us not spend a billion energy trying to do these particle accelerations. Let's head downstairs again. And let's get the magnetic field. That's going to go right here in the middle. And under it, we want one of the add-on, what are these things called? Machine add-on extender. So we can put that here. And I'm going to put efficiency on all sides. Give it 2000% efficiency. And then we'll put a capacitor on the bottom so it can hold a crap ton of power. 5 million or something, 25 million. Because it's going to be using a lot. Okay, we can now fill this pretty much in. Fill it all the way in, just so don't have to worry about things. Okay, perfect. So let's go get our accelerators. Remember we had 2. And we're going to put one here, not there. We want the particle to be traveling here, so I actually need to put this here. So that's going to insert our first particle, and then we'll do the same thing right here for the second particle. We're then going to take our motors, and it's going to be just traveling around this tiny little circle, so we can put one there and one there. Okay. And then we'll get our guide rails, guide rings, whatever. And we're going to put one in each of the accelerators, so that's where it inserts. And then we're going to put them on each corner like this. Okay, and then we need the specific wrench. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe we can just use a normal wrench. Oh yeah, okay, you can. So we're going to create this like ring so that the little glass things are aimed at each other. Just like that. So that is our full setup. That is going to accelerate. Now, a few things we need to do. We need to give these power. So I'm going to give them as much power as I can. So that guy gets a lot. It'll take a long time to fill up. You get power, and you get power. Those don't take as much power. They just give a tiny bit of power to accelerate the thing. All right. Why is that 0? I had this problem before when I was testing. Like it started filling up and then just went to 0. One thing we need to do is link this field to the particle accelerator, and we've got this target designator, but we need the advanced version. Just needs a silicon gem. That's kind of silly, like, why do you need to upgrade it? Oops. Okay, and we can then shift click on this accelerator and then shift click on that guy. Does that make him take power? I don't know why he's not taking power. Very strange. These guys did. The gates worked fine. Okay. Anyway, we will figure that out. For now, we can just do a little test. It's perfectly safe. That's why I'm down here in like 20 levels below my base, is because when this thing accelerates, you can see it's that little purple dot, and it's going to start going faster and faster. And the sound is pretty cool. I'm not sure you can even hear it, but eventually it's going to fail. It's going to be going too fast for the thing. And right now it got to 73 meters a second and then failed. We need to get this thing to 2,500 to be able to create plutonium. That's our ultimate goal right now, is plutonium. And so normally, if you were doing a particle accelerator, you would have to increase the size of this thing. And there's like all these things where you can start in a small circle and then use like a redstone signal to switch to straight, and then it will go out here to a medium circle, and then again to a larger circle. We don't need to do all that because we got this little dude as soon as we actually make him work. But I don't know why he's not working. Okay. All right, so that's fine. He got his add-ons. Gate. There he goes. So he's just very finicky. Maybe you have to link him first before you give him power. But now with this guy having power, let's see the difference. So remember, it stopped at 73 meters a second before. We can actually even watch the draw of this. We're way over 73 already. 300, 400. As long as we can get to 2,500, we are totally fine. And there we are. And it's actually going way past it. To stop it, we can just put another thing in here, and they'll collide. Okay? And that got up to 7,000 speed. And probably used just a crap ton of power. But now the trick is to determine how fast this thing was going, and then insert that particle automatically. So we need a few things for this. Let's get a laser node. This is probably the easiest way to transfer something on a redstone signal. So we'll get one of those. We're going to get 2 item cards, so an insert and export. And then we need a redstone card. Detect the redstone signal. And then we need a counting filter to know when we have passed 1 item. And then we're going to get a fluxite. Fluxite, yeah. And we're going to get, we need to make a pattern for uranium dust. And you'll know there's like 3 uranium dusts in this pack. One, let's just filter it more. Uranium dust. Oh, maybe there's not. Okay, this is the one we want. FTB materials uranium dust. And we'll just say 1 ingot makes a dust. Probably the easiest. Put that in the crusher. And then we'll ask for some. We'll start with 4. Might as well get that much fluxite too. Okay, and then the last thing I think we need is our speed sensor. And that's good there. I'm going to put the speed sensor right here. Nope, I'm not going to put the speed sensor there. I need to put the laser IO card here. Oh, we're going to need like a barrel or something to store items in. I might, if I fully automate it, then I'll like put a or stick a pattern card onto there, but that's okay. So we want a redstone card here. It's just going to input a signal onto the basic thing. And then we're going to put this speed thing right here. And it doesn't, like the normal speed sensor, you'd have to put in the ring and it would sense every time it went around. This thing is better. It just needs to be linked. So we'll already linked there. So we'll shift click that. Now that one's linked. And we're going to say, hey, I want you to send a signal, a redstone on signal, when you are greater than 2,500. It's a little weird because you can't get rid of the 1, but 2,500, that's what we want. And then let's just get a tiny piece of redstone just so we can see it a little easier when it actually goes on. Okay, so that's detecting it. And then we'll say, hey, I would like an export card here, extract card, and then an insert card here with high redstone required. Then we want the counting filter, and we want fluxite, but I only want to put 1 fluxite in there. I think we're good to go. Let's just do it with, yeah, now we can do it. We're gonna go. Okay, so we'll put uranium in here. And then we're going to put flux in there, and it's not going to transfer because this thing is off. We're slowly getting speed. It would be faster if we had room for more motors, but I'm really maxed out here as far as my tiny little circle. And we're trying to get to 2,500. Watch the speed usage here. This would be 20 times as much if we didn't have the efficiency. There we go. We had an explosion. So that means this detected we got to 2,500. Told this to put one fluxite in there. And look, we have plutonium. And now we can just automate it. So we just stick uranium in here. And it's only going to put one at a time. It knows, hey, I've got uranium in this circle. So I'm not going to put another one in. What's our max speed power get up to here before it breaks or explodes? 14,000 RF per tick. For a slight second, it went up to 14,000. And it's already going on the next one. All right, we need to get our small plutonium pellet. So really, I think what I could do, if I just had a crafting card here, or not a crafting card, a pattern provider here, that put uranium in here, whatever I wanted to craft, and then I just kept this supplied with fluxite, like having a box here or something. I think this would be automated 100%. That is kind of sick. It's so just set up. As long as we don't run out of power, that's our big thing. See how it starts just chunking through the power at the end here? Whoa! Oh no! What happened? Do we have power problems? I think we had power problems. Because it actually destroyed my thing. It exited, yeah. We ran out of power. Where did the rest of my flux go? I expect one more to be in there. Weird. Yeah, we like lost two of them. Oh, my redstone's got... Oh, that's what happened. It blew up my redstone, and then it sent both of them in there or something. That's really weird. Let's try it one more time just to make sure it didn't break. So we were just talking about how awesome it was that we were completely automated, and apparently it worked. It does kind of suck that it exits... Whoa, oh, ouch. It accelerated into me. That its exit is right here, that it came through this one and it hit this machine when it ran out of power. Okay, it's got plenty of power this time, and boom! Okay, what do we need for the plutonium? We need just 2. Okay, good. And we'll do it the biggest recipe here, so we'll combine the duration to get 4. So let's put that pattern in here. Medium's fine. Okay, so we'll do again this recipe. That's from the assembler, right? Yeah. Those in there and request one of those. It should make 4. There we go. Okay, and then I think we need to make the small ones. Perfect. Okay. That was fast. We did all that in 45 minutes. Let's keep going. Let's look at neutronium. So to get the neutronium collector, we need to get all of this stuff. One of the reasons I got into flux. So power, easy. Temperature, we got that. Portron, we got that. Strange matter we're making in the Vortec refinery from lava. We need to make this. So we'll bookmark that. Crystal matrix, advanced core, and flux cores. Okay. And we've got that. So we can say neutron collector. And we'll make a recipe for that. Should we just tell it to put it in? Maybe that's the best way to do it, rather than exporting stuff in there. Okay. To make one of these, we need to know how to make that. Now I need to make this. And invar plates. Do we have an invar cow? We do. Okay. I don't know why it doubles it. Whatever. I don't care. I'll fix that later. Okay. So our plates go in the casting plate. This goes in the world engine. And the other ones are just in the assembly. Okay. Can I make a neutron collector? Any need to tell it how to make the advanced machine core and diamond lattice. Okay. All right, here one comes, ordering up neutron collector. That was so fast. We just gotta hope the world engine likes it. Is this a long recipe? 20 seconds. It made it. Oh, that was so brilliant. Okay, I'm happy about that. So we can get all of these off here. And we want to head upstairs. Figure out a place to store these. Where? Oh, where? Oh, where? I don't have any rooms down here anymore. Did we use this one? We didn't use this one. All right, we could do our neutron collection in here. Now, this is just a machine that just runs, but it runs very slowly. Let's speed that up. So let's get a pedestal from Project E, a dark matter pedestal. I need to make a recipe for that. I think we know how to make either of these. All right, we need to make that multi-block assembler sooner than later here. We're running out of slots. Okay, and then this is a world engine. Craft one of those. And then we need a watch of flowing time that is going to tick accelerate things around it. And we can buy one from the Echo of the Ancient. So I'm going to put this here. Nope, we need to go to spawn. And then hit the Ancient and buy this watch. Does this have... matter? It does. Why am I been trying to craft one then? Because I'm using Mark IIs. I might as well just... teach it Mark III. That was silly. I was like waiting till I had this specific upgrade, but now I can just craft Mark IIIs. I did put a few more down in the bottom, since there's a relay right above them. I could put one more here, but then I can't see how many I have, and I like the nice little readout. Okay, we've got the watch of filling time. We do need to hit G on it to activate it, I think. Maybe not. Charge it up, probably, and put it on there. So now if we look at this, it's not doing anything. There we go. Put it on and then right-click it, and now it's going, instead of 0.1, it's going 1% every time. So that's much faster. That's cool. Can we order another one? Might as well. And everything crafts up so fast. Just the 20-second cast on the World Engine. I mean, if that worked, can I get 2 more of them? I'm just gonna keep crafting them if I can. Because what's faster making 1 is making 2. We do have a neutron pile now, which does the quest for that. But now we want to get an ingot, which we have tiny piles, right? Tiny piles, 9 of them make a nugget, 9 of those make an ingot. So we actually need 81 tiny piles. We're up to 2. Let's just get a drawer. I think this actually will combine them for us. There we go. Put them in that slot, and so now it'll combine it up to the nuggets. And then I think I'll just... I don't know if it's best to use Super Factory Manager or just item pipes, but for now, since we only have a few, we'll just use item pipes. I'll just make it so I can stack them here. Need to extract. We're up to 5. We have our other 2 here. Got 1. What happened to the other one? Reactor walls. We might have trouble with like fluids or something. So we might want to avoid ordering 2. Oh, I just transported the cat. Welcome, cat. What did we error here? Is this set to block? We need to definitely do blocking mode. I don't know why I keep seeing it needs energized steel. That's kind of weird. Let's go ahead and cancel this and try it one more time. Huh. Where do we make the reactor wall in? It's just a crafting recipe. Oh, maybe the assembler broke? I'm loving my base. Do you guys like my base? Actually spend some time, decorate it, make things look decent. At least as decent as I can make them. Especially these rooms. These are cool. This is fine. Why are you having a problem with this? If I just order reactor walls... Can't make plates? No problem making steel plates. Why are you making steel ingots? Why? Go just do this? Pressing factory. Oh, we're out of osmium. I know why that is. Take that out of there. No, we're not out of osmium. Don't know. Anyway, cancel that. Cancel that. Cancel that. Let's try making them the normal way. Just make them in the plate thing. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. This again. Reactor roll. Okay, that made them super fast, so we should be able to get another. There we go. Okay, good. I will keep making these until I can't make any more, because that's really the only way we're going to get a ton of infinity ingots is to just stack these like crazy. They're all being pulled out, right? Yeah, we're almost, well, we're a third of the way to an ingot. Okay. Wasn't one of the things we were trying to do here to get a chaos shard? Yeah, we can make 4 more of these now. We can't? Oh no. Mr. Chicken, what happened? What has happened to you? What? How did ether gas get in there? There. Did you pour into that? What the heck? Oh my goodness. Okay. Don't pull down. I tried to use these for the normal way they are. It says it's got ether gas in there. I don't see it. Okay, you are the gray. I'm gonna get out of here. There we go. Okay. I got a bucket and a half just sitting here. There we go. All right, that should give us the 9 we need. We can turn one of these into that. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. I'll figure out that later. That completed this quest. Now with the neutronium, let's just look at future here. There's neutronium activator. Neutronium gives you a start to work with, but now we'll need to activate it. Activator is a multi-block machine that will be used for this purpose. Requires heat. Okay. Convert nuclear waste into polonium and lithium into tritium when powered with a single neutron pile. All right, do we have everything we need? Steel, elite, reinforced, bronze plate. We need HDPE for this, okay. We've already made that. Whisper glass, we know how to make, because that's just ignition, okay. Know how to make that, we have that. Reactor heat vent, okay. I think we've got everything we need to make this multi-block, except HDPE. And we are going to start this next episode, because I need to make another room. I have run out of rooms for automation. We have used them all. So maybe we'll just go down this hallway, and we'll make an HDPE room. And then I've got to have a room for the multi-block, too. We might be able to stick HDPE in one of these little slots. Anyway, so that is... We're going to use this activator. And it's going to take lithium into tritium. We need a lot of temperature and a neutron pile. And then nuclear waste and polonium. Okay. Lithium comes from... thermoevaporation. Oh, my least favorite thing in the world. So we got to make brine, which means make water. So we need some thermoevaporation tank things to do that. Unless there's a simpler way, let me know. And then... Oops, I thought I'd use some here. To get the nuclear waste, we need to make a reactor. Yep. So the hydrofluoric and the uranium. So we got to enrich it and then liquefy or oxidize it, then infuse it. Oh, we're actually going to use our fluorite and our sulfuric. Oh, we actually have both of those. I didn't know I was going to be able to use these. Hopefully this is the same sulfuric that we have from Oratech. Otherwise we can get it. Okay, there's a big process for this. But I think we're approaching the end of the pack, right? Once we get the Tier 8 Energy Core upgrade, which is the giant ball. We made the tiny ball. Now we're going to make the Tier 8 ball. And then we get the black hole, which is a small chaos shard collided with antimatter. Does that mean we have to make the whole SPS? Yep. Okay. All right. But this one needs a lot faster, right? 15,000 speed. And do not place this. Okay. Yeah, the black hole, and then that goes into a void container, which is easy. Actually, once we get the black hole, that's cake. And then we're done after that. I don't think there's any more bosses to fight. It's really just collecting enough this, doing the whole mechanism system, and then upgrading our particle collider to make black holes. And that should be it. Let me know, guys, do you want me to 100% every one of these quests? A lot of these were just optional things to like get you going, right? But we could, you know, try and get into chaos here. We could. We're actually almost done with this. What did we not make? Oh, the speed. Yeah, we're actually completely done with Ortec, other than the upgrades. Flux. And then made that. Otherwise, we could just be done once we finish this and the last little bit with the ancients. Let me know. Comment below. We're going to make it a short episode this night because it's already 3 in the morning for me. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later. Bye.